Hello, and welcome to English Echo. I'm happy you're here today. Whether you're listening while walking, studying, relaxing, or commuting, thank you for spending your time with me. Today's topic is one of the most important skills in language learning: how to think in English without translating. If you've ever tried to speak English and felt that your brain was working too slowly, this episode is for you. If you've ever translated every sentence from your native language before speaking, this episode is for you. And if you want to become more fluent, more confident, and more natural when speaking English, this episode is definitely for you. Let's begin. Imagine someone asks you a simple question. What did you do today? Many English learners experience something like this. First, they hear the question. Then they translate it into their native language. Then they think about the answer. Then they translate their answer into English. And only then do they speak. This process can take several seconds, sometimes even longer. The result is hesitation. The conversation feels difficult, and confidence begins to disappear. Now imagine a different situation. Someone asks, "What did you do today?" And immediately your brain responds, "I went to work. I met a friend. I watched a movie." No translation. No delay. Just communication. That is what it means to think in English. And the good news is that this skill can be learned. You do not need special talent. You do not need a perfect accent. You simply need practice. One of the biggest myths in language learning is that fluency comes from memorizing thousands of words. Vocabulary is important. Grammar is important. But fluency comes from automatic thinking. When you can think directly in English, speaking becomes much easier. Think about how children learn language. A child sees a dog. The child learns the word dog. The child does not translate. The child simply connects the image and the word. Dog. Direct connection. When the child sees water, the child learns the word water. Again, no translation. Just direct understanding. This is how our brains naturally learn language. As adults, we often create an extra step. We translate, and that extra step slows everything down. Let's try a simple exercise. When I say the word apple, what appears in your mind? Most likely, you see an apple. You do not see a dictionary definition. You do not see a translation. You see the object. That is exactly how English should work. When you hear the word house, imagine a house. When you hear the word car, imagine a car. When you hear the word coffee, imagine a cup of coffee. Create direct connections. Word to image. Word to meaning. Not word to translation. This is the foundation of thinking in English. Now, let's talk about daily life. One of the easiest ways to start thinking in English is by describing your actions. You don't need complicated vocabulary. You don't need perfect grammar. You only need simple observations. For example, I am waking up. I am brushing my teeth. I am making breakfast. I am drinking coffee. I am checking my phone. I am leaving the house. These simple thoughts train your brain to use English naturally. Throughout the day, continue the practice. I'm walking. I'm working. I'm feeling tired. I'm eating lunch. I'm talking to a friend. Small sentences. Simple sentences. Consistent practice. That is the secret. Many learners make a mistake. They try to think in complex English immediately. For example, I would like to express my opinion regarding the current economic situation. That sentence is difficult even for some native speakers. Start simple. Very simple. I think prices are high. I think this is expensive. I think things are changing. Simple English creates confidence. Confidence creates fluency. Fluency creates progress. Let me tell you a story. Imagine two students. Student A studies grammar for 2 hours every day. Student B studies grammar for 1 hour and spends another hour thinking in English. After 6 months, Student A knows many grammar rules. Student B knows grammar too, but Student B speaks more naturally. Why? Because speaking is not only knowledge, speaking is a habit. Thinking in English builds that habit. Every day, Student B trains the brain to use English automatically. And automatic thinking is the foundation of fluency. Now let's discuss fear. Many people are afraid of making mistakes. They think, what if my English is wrong? What if people laugh at me? What if I sound silly? But here is something important to remember. Nobody becomes fluent without making mistakes. Nobody. Every fluent speaker has made thousands of mistakes. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They are signs of learning. Think about riding a bicycle. The first time is difficult. You wobble, you lose balance, you might even fall. But every attempt makes you stronger. Language learning works exactly the same way. Another powerful exercise is narration. Narration means describing the world around you. Imagine you're sitting in a room. Look around. Describe what you see. The chair is near the window. There is a book on the table. The room is quiet. The light is bright. This exercise may seem simple, but it is incredibly effective because it forces your brain to think directly in English. No translation, just observation and description.
Let's talk about thinking in emotions. This is where many learners struggle. When you feel happy, say, I feel happy. When you feel tired, say, I feel tired. When you feel excited, say, I feel excited. Practice expressing emotions directly in English. Over time, your brain will begin to use English naturally during real emotional situations, and that makes communication much more authentic. Here's a challenge. For the next 7 days, dedicate 10 minutes every day to thinking in English. Day 1, describe your morning routine. Day 2, describe your room. Day 3, describe your favorite food. Day 4, describe your job or studies. Day 5, describe your goals. Day 6, describe your family. Day 7, describe your entire day in English. Do not worry about perfection. Focus on communication. Focus on consistency.
Before we finish, remember this. Fluency is not about speaking fast. Fluency is not about using difficult words. Fluency is about expressing ideas naturally. And the fastest way to develop that ability is to start thinking in English. One thought at a time. One sentence at a time. One day at a time. Every small effort matters. Every practice session matters. Every English thought is a step toward confidence. Thank you for joining me today on English Echo. I hope this episode inspires you to start thinking in English and stop relying on translation. Remember, think simply, think consistently, think confidently, and most importantly, keep practicing. Your future fluent self is being built today. Thank you for listening. Take care, keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next episode of English Echo.